All right, y'all. How Steppin with Marcus J is live. We back. Ain't been here in a week. Ready to get it in. We got a very, very special show for y'all. Incendiary. We getting into a lot of stuff that, quite frankly, I'm going to piss some people off tonight. We're going to talk about the Ray Rice issue and the Stephen A. Smith comments in reference to it. We're going to talk a lot tonight about some stupid criminals. And we also have some weird medical stuff that we're going to get into in the first segment. Got SY coming in. And we got the Diva Diaries with my sister, the Dating Pool Diva, up in here tonight. We got a packed show, and we got a special guest from the Legacy Internet Radio crew in studio with us tonight. So we about to get it in. Ain't no half Steppin with Marcus J is right now.
Open your ears, strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
If they lying,
then they must be half stepping.
Half Steppin with Marcus J is back. We are live. Be down with us tonight. 804-402-2893 to be down with the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio, heard right here live from the den every single Monday night from 7 until 9:30 plus. Thank you to everybody that's listening to us live on TuneIn. Thank you to everybody that's listening to us live on MixLR. And special thank you to every single person that's listening to the replay of Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J live on YouTube. Every single show we do and every single clip that we have, we upload to YouTube. So we are glad that we get people that listen to it and still comment weeks and months after the show airs. So we hope that if you're listening to us there, feel free to add a comment to something that you hear as you're listening to a replay of this show. Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J is sponsored by the Doctor of Optometry, Dr. Euphemia Huggins Williams, ODPC, Free Spirit Enterprises, as well as Live Action Caption. So as we do every single week, we go around the room and we introduce the crew that we have here with us. Of course, my co-host SY will be joining us here momentarily, but you heard her first on the intro, joining me tonight as she does every single fourth Monday. This is her second week in a row because she was with us last week on the third Monday. But I got my baby sister, I got my little sister, my big sister, I got the Dating Pool Diva. Hey. What's going on, girl?
Ain't nothing. Just trying to get my energy.
Your energy is better tonight than it was last week.
Yeah,
I can see it already. Last week my sister was just not feeling it. And it took a little. You wasn't feeling it. It was taking a little. You know what it is. You got your Diva Diaries tonight. You excited?
I'm excited. I'm all set up. I'm ready to go.
That's what it is. And this brother right here, I can't even give him the appropriate introduction. We haven't heard from him on Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J in a while. He hadn't been on his own show, The Green Room version 2.0 with Jay Grizzy and Lissa P in a while, but we expect to have him back this week. And we got my brother. My big brother, I call him my big brother. My big brother, Jay Grizzy.
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. I heard it's going to be incendiary tonight.
Yeah, man. This is going to be incendiary. I expect to piss some people off tonight, and you always pissing people off.
Yeah, so that's what I do. So if I piss you off,
then you're doing something right.
No, if I piss you off, the number is 804-402-2893. Combat us. We got opinions, and we want to hear your opinions, too. Here at Ain't No Half Steppin'.
Call in and speak your pleasure. Of course, our sister Joy is the first to check in. So I want to say, what's up to Joy?
What up, Joy?
Joy's
hey,
checking
Joy.
in. What's up, Joy? All right, y'all. we got a lot to get into tonight, and a couple of things we're not going to really spend a lot of time on. I just want a quick hit, and then there's other things, that will require a little bit more of a discussion. The first thing I do want to talk about, and it's not even really a discussion, it's something I just want to kind of say. I want to give a special shout out to my hometown of Jersey City, New Jersey. We've been going through a whole lot in Jersey City with the murder of Detective Santiago a couple of weeks ago. But in the past week, Jersey City made history by hiring Tara Walker, 31-year-old former basketball player at Marist High School, which is in Bayonne, as the very first black female firefighter in the history of Jersey City's fire department. Wow. 143 years in the making. I do want to give a special shout out to my cousin, my cousin Darren Rivers, who is the the fire chief in Jersey City. He's been sworn in for about 4 years. So of course, a little family love to the Jones family back in Jersey City, and they hired Tara Walker, 31-year-old black female, is the first firefighter in the history of the Jersey City Fire Department. Diva, what you think about that?
That's awesome. It's kind of crazy, though. The first in 2014, I would have expected that a little earlier.
I agree. I agree.
I'm happy for her.
Is she young? 31.
31. I got a lot of firefighters.
Matriculating.
I've got a lot of firefighters in my family. As I mentioned, my cousin is the chief. And
of
so
whole Jersey City?
Of the Jersey City, yeah. He was sworn in August of 2010. August or September 2010.
All right.
He became the chief, and he's a lifelong firefighter. And we've got several family members that are firefighters. So, quite frankly, I'm surprised that first female didn't come out of my family. You know what I mean? But congratulations to Tara Walker. Congratulations to Chief Rivers, and congratulations to all of the Jersey City family there as we had this momentous occasion. Ain't no how stepping with Marcus. Y'all ready to get to some weird shit?
Yeah, man. That's what I came here for.
I came here for the weird shit. All right. I got 2 cases of weird shit. And the first one, well, actually, 2 cases of medical weird shit. Let me rephrase that. 2 cases of medical weird shit. The first one, I'm getting this one from CNN. It's about a dude in India. It's a teenager in Mumbai who had 232 teeth removed from his mouth because he had a benign tumor, and he had to have them removed. Ashik Govai, 17 years old. What's his name? Ashik.
You said it right?
Ashik.
Yeah, that was close.
Ashik.
Yeah, all shit.
Ashik Govai, 17-year-old student from Moldova. I know I said that.
Yeah.
He went 6-hour operation that involved 4 doctors in Mumbai's JJ hospital on July 21st. The teen had what they call 232 denticles, which are abnormal teeth-like growth lodged in his mouth due to a complex composite odontoma, a benign dental tumor. The abnormal teeth were embedded in the bone inside the lower right jaw and were not visible from outside the mouth. Surgeons say the surgery was dangerous and the patient's jawbone will take 3 to 4 months to heal. Quote, it is very common for a person to have a small number of abnormal teeth, but this is very rare. This is what Dr. Sunanada Dinaware, head of the Department of Dentistry, said. And she adds that she knows of cases where 40 to 50 teeth were removed. This dude had over 200 plus. The village doctors near his home in the Budana district, about 500 miles from Mumbai, were unable to treat him, and they referred him to Mumbai. The doctor says the denticles are likely to grow again in his mouth, but probably not in such a large number.
They took out the baby teeth.
Yeah. Good. You went first, man.
200 teeth.
232.
Lil Wayne ain't got nothing on him. Lil Wayne, boy. Lil Wayne had when he was locked up, he had like 20 root canals.
20 root canals.
I
knew he had some dental issues.
Yeah, but this Indian cat here, man. Ooh, what was that movie with the Indian boy in it?
Oh gosh, I know which one.
With the trivia joint?
Yeah,
Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah.
He had Slumdog Mouth.
Yeah, he had Slumdog Millionaire.
His mouth he had shark mouth. I mean, I'm glad that they got all the toofuses. Is it toofuses? What's the plural?
That's teeth, man.
I can't help it, man. That's that sudden ignorance coming out of me. Toofuses. It's a lot of teeth, man. I'm glad he got the help though, but you can't go. Luckily, India's a little progressed now to where, they got somebody that could do that.
Right, that can fix it.
Imagine, being somewhere where somebody could actually pull out 232 teeth.
230.
You just got to walk around with a big ass mouth.
Yeah.
232 teeth. Diva, jump in here.
Well, I'm not really surprised being that he's from India. A lot of times in those areas and, for lack of a better word, third world countries, a lot of times they have not good diet, malnourished, and they have issues that are weird. I remember seeing a story on the National Geographic about people having their twin inside of them, impregnated inside of them. And it was something
with another baby in them.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be really a baby. It'd be kind of a skeleton
like
of a
alien.
baby.
I think they said that's what happened with Elvis. He absorbed his brother.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Elvis had a twin.
Elvis was a twin?
Elvis was a twin in utero, and his brother, Diva, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure, kind of alluding to what you're describing, he absorbed his brother.
Right. And it happens in those third world countries all the time.
Because they don't have the access to the health care. Probably.
I mean, I've heard of like crystals coming out of people's eyes, like they have diamonds coming out of their eye sockets. I mean, just weird stuff, when you don't get the proper nutrition.
I can't say this is so weird because honestly, my oldest son was born with teeth. He was born with 2 front teeth, but the doctor said it was because of the calcium supplements that he was given, that his mom was taking, was overprescribed it, and so he was born with 2 teeth. And freaked me out. I was like, "Oh, what's wrong with my kid?" It's like it's normal. It happens in like once in every 300 births or something like that. And I was just like, "Oh, they felt
to eat already."
Yeah, man.
She ain't breastfeed. I know that.
It's crazy. My brother Ashir said he was about to put Wrigley's out of business. The Tooth Fairy wouldn't be like, "Damn, I got to go to ATM."
Right.
He's all barking, no bite. Damn, Cujo, he's clowning.
I saw that article though online, and I saw where they showed like the rows of teeth. It almost looked like a shark row of teeth.
Yeah.
That they pulled out of this cat, and that's just. It was a tumor though.
Does he have any normal teeth left?
I don't.
No, they left 28 teeth left. I don't know how many teeth you're supposed to have. I think 32.
32.
Yeah, you're supposed to have 32, but they left 28 in there, so you got room for FOMO.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's plenty of people who have teeth pulled and they live
Yeah, I
their
have
life.
28 now.
Yeah, you probably would. You had the wisdom
The 4 wisdom teeth.
Yeah, they trying to get my.
I don't know when last time I count my tooth. I got 31 and a half.
I remember you had dental issue just a couple of weeks ago.
The root canal.
Yeah, man, you was an unhappy, grumpy dude.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all take care of y'all teeth in India.
Yeah, no doubt.
And elsewhere in the world.
Ain't no half stubborn Marcus J. All right, this next medical mystery / emergency / story, fellas. If you a dude and you listening, you are about to be very, very uncomfortable. This one I am getting, of course, the sister in the room wants to hear men uncomfortable. She's a hater over there. I'm getting this one from Alabama13.com. A Birmingham, Alabama's man's penis was amputated during a circumcision. This is according to a lawsuit. Yeah, you heard me right. A man has filed a lawsuit against Princeton Baptist Medical Center in Birmingham and a number of other defendants claiming his penis was amputated without his permission. The man and his wife filed a lawsuit Tuesday in the Circuit Court of Jefferson County. According to the lawsuit, the man was scheduled to be circumcised last month in connection with health concerns. When he awoke from the procedure, he discovered the amputation. Quote, needless to say, our client is devastated, inconsolable, and the family's suffering continues, says John Graves, the family's attorney. The lawsuit states the amputation was performed, quote, without medical necessity or rationale and caused additional extended physical pain and suffering during his recovery. He was caused to remain in the hospital for additional period. and while recovering from the amputation. The only substantial comment made to the family was, "I didn't do it."
That's what the doctor
That's
said.
what they were. That's what the man was told. The man also says he suffered mental anguish and emotional distress from permanent physical disfigurement and impairment. The couple says they never gave the consent to complete a partial amputation and were never warned that a circumcision procedure could be the result. The lawsuit also claims that medical staff negligently failed to seek assistance from a consulting physician when problems and difficulties were noted during the circumcision procedure. Obviously, the rest of the article talks a little bit more about how they want to know what happened and how
this joke. That's what
they want to know what happened, and then the medical staff there apparently are not very helpful. So I'm gonna get Grizzy before I speak, Diva. I want you to jump in here first. You go to the hospital with your man to get a circumcision, and he comes home without no penis. What's your thoughts on this?
What the hell? I mean, can't they fix
That's the
it?
segment.
I don't know what they did with it after
That's
they
a
cut
good
it off.
segment.
After they cut it off, but I mean, it's Bobbitt got his back. I
Yeah,
mean,
why can't they sew it back on
I
there?
don't know. I'm having a hard
And what
time.
do they mean they don't know it wasn't me?
Well, the dude said I didn't do it. That's
didn't
what the
do
husband. I
it.
didn't do it.
Somebody did it.
Well, who did it?
I came here with.
That's for a clue game.
Hey,
Who
look.
cut off his junk?
I came here with a penis and I left without
Somebody
one.
did it. If you did the circumcision, you cut off his penis.
Hey, look.
Who cut off his junk?
Hey,
The
look.
butler in the den with the candlelight cut off his junk.
Who cut my penis off?
That's a
in
new
the
clue
world?
game right there.
Hey, Grizz, I need you.
Yo, let me
you.
tell you. The first thing that came to my mind, pause, when you read this story was, how small do your junk got to be to where you got it circumcised and they cut the whole thing off
And didn't realize
and
they
didn't
did
even know it, yo. And then how old you got to be to go in and get circumcised?
Well, there is precedent. I'm sure if we looked it up, we can find numbers. I don't have them. I don't have time to look
I
them
can't
up.
put no names out there, but I know people that ain't.
Well, that's the point I was going to make. It's not 100% of the people out there,
Right,
you know.
right.
And I know personally of at least one person who
Yeah.
hasn't had it done. So there are some people.
What a brisk that would be. Shout out to my Jewish folk, but what a brisk, like, you had, yeah, of course you're going to sue them because that is a normal procedure. And speaking of which, my niece just had a son. So I'm a uncle now, another uncle. And, yeah, thank you. And first thing I did when I walked into the room, the hospital room was like, he been circumcised yet? And then the father wasn't there. I was like, make sure the father's there. You got to be there when your kid get the skin done, because you don't know, and it does not look good.
It looks crazy.
It looks crazy.
And there's some stories. I won't get too far off of this story, but there's some stories about Jewish babies getting sick.
Yeah.
Because of the way they do those breasts.
Yeah, they do it right in the joint.
They do it
In the
right in the
joint, in the
joint. But then there's also, for some reason, like they have to, like they use their mouth or something to do something. I probably shouldn't speak on it because I don't know.
They don't do
how
it
they
in a
run.
hospital.
They definitely don't do it in a hospital, and they also can sometimes transfer their own
bacteria whatever.
to the
Into
child,
the
so
baby.
into the baby. So if you sick, the baby could potentially, and there are lawsuits out there
Exactly.
about that. But back
Shout
to
out
this,
to the turtlenecks though.
but back to this dude. I mean, it's one of those things where when we do what the hell, we can kind of give you the story and give our comment, but there's really no diva. There's no discussion here. What kind of discussion we gonna have on a dude that went to the hospital to get a circumcision, which is a odd situation for a grown person in 2014 in itself.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I mean,
You saw my face. I look more shocked and hurt than you
You
guys.
know-
I mean,
you know
you don't see me over here
What-
squirming as I'm
what
trying to
in the
read the
world?
story. I'm trying to be professional over it. I could barely.
You were
read the story.
struggling to get through it, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Ain't no half stepping
He
with
ain't got no
Marcus J.
junk
Call
no
us at 804-402-2893 to be down with the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Heard live from the den every single Monday from 7 until we finish. Thank you to those folks that are listening to us live on TuneIn, MixLR, and those folks who are listening to the replay right now on YouTube. The next two are stories about jackasses. I know them. They're jackasses. The first jackass that we are going to talk about is, you know what? This is a dude right here. I'll be honest with you. I guess the easiest thing is just read the story and try not to.
How much of a jackass is he?
He's a jackass, man. Yeah. He's a jackass.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
He's a 10 jackass. He's a 12 jackass.
This is great.
There are 2 stories I'm gonna do with 12 jackasses. I'm gonna do this jackass first.
Yeah.
You know, because this one will make you angry. The other one will make you laugh. This one will make you angry. I'm getting this from dailymail.co.uk. This is about Donovan Lamar Haynes. Donovan Lamar Haynes, he is the father who had been sentenced to a minimum of 18 years and 9 months in prison for beating his 2-year-old daughter to death in an attack that he had hoped would make her a lesbian.
Ooh.
Donovan Lamar Haynes was sentenced in Flint, Michigan on Monday after he pled no contest to second-degree murder for the 2011 killing of Tiara Woodward. Now,
what was the city?
Flint, Michigan. Now, when you plead no contest, that means that I'm not pleading guilty. I'm not pleading innocent. I'm not fighting y'all, which is basically pleading guilty. Basically. The pre-sentence investigation report claimed that he had beat the girl to turn her gay in the hope that she would avoid men like him, who had a history of treating women poorly. His attorney called him deranged before the Genesee Circuit Court Judge Joseph Farah sentenced him to serve a concurrent 5 to 15 years in prison for first-degree child abuse. Quote, "You don't beat her in the hope she's going to turn gay," is what the judge said, adding that Haynes should have used his own experience to teach his daughter how to deal with aggressive men. This is a case that defies logic, reason, common sense. Enough. I don't need to read any more of this. This is a picture of that sweet baby, and it literally is breaking my heart to even do the story. And this is a picture of her murderer, who we will no longer refer to her as his father in this segment.
Let me see that.
This is her murderer.
He's smirking.
On his face.
Well, not only is he smirking. You guys didn't see this, but look at what the top of the look at what the headline says. It says he's smirking. He's smirking. So you guys didn't see that when I showed you the picture. You guys picked out the fact that he's smirking. Dave, I want you in here first, because we will be talking about later on in the show, when we talk about Ray Rice and we talk about Stephen A. Smith later on in the show. We're going to be talking about abuse. And we're going to be talking about the kind of abuse that obviously Donovan Lamar Haynes allegedly was trying to get this child to avoid by turning her lesbian. So what's your thoughts when you hear this?
My thoughts are, I don't understand like the hatred that parents have towards their children nowadays. Like this type of story is becoming commonplace. I mean, you see it on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere, and it's every day, and I'm tired of seeing it. I think it's sad. I think it's crazy. I mean, people leaving their kids in the car, trying to bake them to death. I mean, I just don't understand. And to come up with that stupid excuse of I want to turn her gay or lesbian so that she doesn't mess with a man like me is crazy. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to really think of it as crazy because they will just give him mental health services.
He'll deserve that.
He'll be back on the streets.
Right.
You know, that's evil. That's what that is.
Well, yeah. His own attorney called him deranged. Grizz, we know you don't have daughters, but we know that you have sisters and nieces.
Yeah.
So we know you got women around you. What's your thoughts, bro?
I mean, first of all, he's an animal, and to get 5 to 15, he got off light in Flint, Michigan. The first thing when you read the story that came to mind is how effed up does the school system or the education level of people in Flint, Michigan. Hey, people in Flint, Michigan, if you don't like it, call 8.5 Steppin with Marcus J at 804-402-2893. Because honestly, nobody in their right mind, if they got or they're matriculated through the school system or the social system, you get a welfare, a social worker or something, couldn't pick up on this. Couldn't pick up on this guy who apparently has some type of mental. I think that's a cop out. It's a story that you read that's literally unbelievable. Like, it's unbelievable. You can see sadly enough, you can see somebody say, "Oh, I killed my kid," but then the reason he said he killed his kid was what? Because he wanted the kid to be gay.
He tried to beat the child to be a lesbian because he wanted her to avoid dudes like him.
Doesn't that sound like
think about that.
Yeah. That's ignorance beyond. That's beyond ignorance.
That's mental illness. And the sad part about it, Grizz, is the diva jumped on to something really, really important when you said that I hope that they don't give this dude mental, treatment to avoid going to prison. But the reality is, I'm sure that there's been mental people that have evaluated this dude. That's crazy. Like, there's no way that you can say that that's not crazy. Like, that right there is...
He don't need help. He doesn't deserve
Well,
help.
I'm also on record of saying that just because you're crazy don't mean your ass don't go to jail forever.
Right, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you being crazy is a you problem
Right.
when it comes down to you harming people. If you harm someone,
Especially
if you
kids,
kill
man.
somebody,
Your
I
own
don't
child.
care that you're mentally ill.
I mean, it
could care
could
less.
It could be that he had disdain for the baby mother, but even if that's the case, I'm playing devil's advocate for a half a second. Even if that's the case, you don't take it out on the kid. But
here's why I can't go there with you.
Mm.
Because he did that allegedly to keep his daughter from falling for dudes like him. So what's that got to do with the baby
that's
mama?
a stupid excuse. Like, who's his public defender? Who told him to make that statement?
Well, I mean, the truth of the matter is the lawyer works for you, which means you can tell the lawyer go to hell if you want to. Like we did the story last week about the white dude that said that he don't want the Negro lawyer standing next to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you remember that, David? So I mean, the lawyer works for you. This right here is, like I said, people will have a hard time hearing this from me, and if you want to take me to task, feel free. I know people who have mental illness. I have people in my family who have mental illness. I'm
mentally ill right now.
I've seen it up close and personal, and as long as you're not harming people, I'm right there with you trying to get you help and whatever it is that we need to do to get you right. But it's just like somebody that has HIV that goes around and makes people sick. You know what I mean? I'm not supposed to accept that you have mental illness and you done got people sick with HIV. Now you don't get to go to jail forever. Hell no.
You know what I think? I think he did a heinous act. Once he got caught, he just threw out something like just to mock the justice system. Like, I don't think he actually harmed that baby or killed that baby to turn her. First of all, you can't turn nobody gay.
They don't be gay if they want to be.
That's why I say you can't. Flint, y'all need to put some more money in y'all education system. If he talking, greasy like that, like, dude, come on, man.
And you have to think of the fact that he probably knows that this is going to make headlines bigger if he says some crazy crap like this versus
Stupid
I got mad with my child and beat her to death.
I don't
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you might be onto something.
Some
because
people
I can't,
like being famous for
Yeah,
crazy
for
reasons.
just stupid reasons.
I can't imagine what possible way.
Because we're sane, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but then again,
We educated.
But then again, you can't really explain insanity. Ain't no half stepping.
Right.
Ain't no half stepping on Marcus J. All right, this next one, I told you that last one was gonna make you mad. This one gonna make you laugh. Get this one from USA Today. To get this one from Newport, Delaware. First time Nigel Sykes tried to get money from the Seasons Pizza. He did it with a gun, forcing his way into the business through the back door.
Gully style.
This time, Sykes is trying to get money from the pizzeria by suing the employees who tackled him and wrestled his gun away during the robbery.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Look, he alleges the assault in a federal civil complaint, claiming the rough treatment was unnecessary and the result of the injuries he suffered during his attempted holdup. He is due $260,000. He also claims in the suit filed without an attorney that after employees subdued him, 2 Newport police officers improperly used stun guns on him and denied him access to medical attention. Normally, lawsuits like this are tossed out after a brief review by the court, and while the U.S. District Judge Sue L. Robinson tossed out several of Sykes' claims, she allowed the case to move forward against the employees of the pizzeria, 2 arresting officers, and the Seasons Pizzeria. Officials with Seasons declined to comment, but Newport Police Chief Michael Capriglione said it's a joke of a lawsuit. It's sad to see this kind of suit looked at. The court shouldn't waste the taxpayers' money. Sykes is 23 years old. He's from Wilmington. He filed the civil suit in 2013 from prison, where he is serving a 15-year sentence for robbery and attempted robbery.
On this charge?
On this charge. In his self-written complaint, he admits...
It's a jailhouse lawyer.
Hold up, man. Hold up. Because I read it ahead of me reading it to y'all, and that's why I started laughing. All right, let me compose myself. All right. I committed a robbery at Caesar's Pizza on Maryland Avenue on November 30th, 2010, just before 8 p.m. He admits he displayed a handgun and that an employee, a delivery driver, and one of the named defendants handed me $140. That is when the assault began. All of the Caesar's Pizza employees participated in punching, kicking, and pouring hot soup all over my body. I was unarmed and defenseless and had to suffer a brutal beating at the hands of the employee. I don't want to read this shit no more. I'm done. With a freaking gun. Dude, please jump in here. Because it's more. You see me? I stopped in the middle of the quote. I can't read this.
There are people who commit crimes and get beat down and file lawsuits and win. So he gonna try it and he might actually win.
He's a jailhouse lawyer right there. I know people that's locked up. They do that shit though.
You know what's crazy?
But police brutality is okay though. You know they get off.
That's true.
I just don't think that that's the same. I don't think it's the same. This dude committed armed robbery that he is serving time for now, and admitted in his statement that he is. That's not a statement in his lawsuit.
I got my ass whooped, but I want some butter from y'all.
I was trying to rob y'all. Y'all beat me up. Yeah, and because y'all beat me up, I think you should pay me.
Right.
Come on.
This file saying that was what do you call it? With police brutality, it was.
It wasn't even police brutality. It was employees. It was crazy. Oh my God, that's so crazy.
Overly
brutality.
Yeah,
this dude is clearly litigious.
Unnecessary force.
804-402-2893 is the if you want to comment on this bullshit or any other nonsense that we in here talking about tonight. We're gonna get serious here shortly. I got one more silly ass dude we need to talk about before we move on to the more serious stuff. I got in the next segment, we're going to talk about Ray Rice. We're going to talk about Stephen A. Smith. And we're going to talk about a couple other quick hits that we'll get into in that segment before we move on later on the show with the Diva Diaries. This one, I'm getting this one. See, I laugh when I do these stories.
I know you know what, Mark?
You know what?
For material, shoot. I mean, you post them, and I be seeing them. I do. But you got to give me the rundown. Like, you got to give me the whole text. Because some of this stuff is just insanely awful.
You know what it is? It's like I was watching Judge Judy a long time ago.
Right.
And I like to watch her. I know it's one of my guilty pleasures. Sue me. Like this guy did. But I like to watch her. And one time she said, I know I'm going to get the quote right, so I'm not going to try to quote it. I'll just paraphrase it. What she basically said was, forget about education, forget about lack of education. At least 1 in 3 people is stupid. Just stupid.
Hey,
just stupid,
quote unquote.
Basically, no man, there's nothing that you can do about it.
You can do about it.
So he said, she said, spin in a circle and reach your hand out. You're probably touching an idiot. You're touching an idiot. Now, I'm not sure which one of the 3 of us is that stupid person.
Right. I'll be the one to raise my hand.
Okay, good.
I'll say that.
I'm just hoping it's not me and the Diva. She was quick. She was like, it's one of you. It's one of you.
I agree. Yeah. I know how to flip back stupid crap.
Well, we just did 3 stories. Well, we just did 2. We're about to do the 3rd one of stupid people, and then we're going to take our first break of the night. This one, I don't know that I should call him stupid. I don't know that I should call him stupid or dumb or whatever. I just would say that he's clever. This is a Virginia man who claims an African kingdom to call his daughter princess. It's a 7-year-old Emily told her father, Jeremiah Heaton, that she wants to be a real princess. I'm getting this from thegrio.com. Instead of taking her to Burger King and ascending the throne by consuming fatty foods, the Virginia man traveled to Egypt. He found an unclaimed piece of land, planted a flag, and called it the Kingdom of North Sudan. Nobody's King Jeremiah wanted to prove to his kids that, quote, I will literally go to the ends of earth to make their wishes and dreams come true. Princess Emily got her wish, and all was well. Then everyone told Disney's producers to shut the hell up because there's a really racist and they shouldn't tell such stories, except no, it's a real story. Writers from The Onion did not whip this up. This happened in real life, and it's kind of a trip. So I'm going to leave it there. This is about a guy basically who is he's basically a Virginia politician. He's run for a whole bunch of stuff here in the state.
Guy?
White dude, run for a whole bunch of stuff.
How can he go to eat?
He's run for a bunch of stuff here in the state, and hasn't been very successful. But he's a very smart guy, obviously, for him to know that you can go and try to claim some land and make it your own. Not sure if this is going to stand.
Typical white guy.
Well, I'm not going to play the typical white guy, card. But I don't know too many brothers that would do that.
Right.
I'll just say
somebody else's house.
Yeah, but this is a picture of him and his daughter doing it.
Oh, just like she Egyptian, huh?
Well, he went to Egypt and claimed a piece of unmanned land. So, Diva, what you think about that?
When you first started reading it,
It was
and
good. It
I
was
thought it
good
was
somewhere,
sweet. He did that for his daughter, and she'll never forget that. Now, it might go to her head, I don't know, but she's a princess.
Setting up a thought. Setting up a thought.
I could, there's a lot of areas, that you can go with that.
Right.
I think the clean way to go is where you're going with it.
You're thinking more like he's arrogant, he's an a-hole, and how dare him go over to Egypt and claim this land.
Why he couldn't go to Sweden? Why he had to go to Egypt?
Right.
Dummy.
I don't know that I would call him a dummy for that, though.
Egypt has some queens and kings, but...
So what does this really mean for him? Like, him owning that land, is he in control of the people?
As y'all know, that I usually avoid trying to get stories from one place,
right?
Just so that I knew that it's out there.
Right.
So I read it from one place just because I read it from one place. But trust me, I seen this out there. This ain't from The Onion. This is real.
This is
and I'm not sure that I want to call him a dummy. I mean, this is a dude who went and tried to do it. Now, Sheila Carapico, a professor of political science and international studies at U of R here in Richmond, University of Richmond, said Heaton would not have political control over the land without legal recognition from neighboring countries, United Nations, or other groups. Heaton said he hopes to get Sudan and Egypt to recognize the kingdom. Yeah. There's no word on whether Emily's brothers, Jacob and Caleb, expected to be called princes, but Heaton said that the kids were, quote, really getting into the idea, end quote, and wanted to turn the area into an agricultural hub. I think there's a lot of love in the world. Heaton told the newspaper, I want my children to know I will do absolutely anything for them. So I'm making a point to go from different places to get the rest of this article. I'm struggling.
You got a daughter. You going to do that shit?
I mean, I'm not going to go. Well, here's the thing. Because my mind always kind of looks at the socially conscious, I don't trust this dude type of angle.
Right.
So you got a white dude that goes to Africa to claim a piece of land to give to his kids.
And name it North Sudan.
And how do you claim a piece of land? See, this is how the United States of America was founded. A white dude came here and founded the land here, so my white brothers and sisters, and even some of my black brothers and sisters who are white friendly, always try to make a point of telling me that there are times where my fist is in the air and it doesn't need to be. But I like to look with a third eye and listen with a third ear and read between the lines. You didn't see this dude go to Sweden, like you said. He didn't go to Germany. He didn't go to Italy. He didn't go to England. He didn't go to France. He didn't go to Spain. He didn't go to Russia.
He went to Egypt.
He went to Africa. And let's be clear. White folk, black folk, everybody uneducated who don't know where Egypt is freaking Africa.
Yes, sir.
So you going to go to Africa and claim a piece of land for your children. You didn't go to Europe. You didn't go to Europe. You went to Africa.
It ain't yours. What's his name?
It's not yours exactly.
Yeah,
it's not yours.
It's not yours to claim.
How do you claim a piece of land?
He paid some money, right?
He played the plane ticket to find that piece of sand
flag.
Oh,
he
well,
planted
that was
his-
just symbolic for the kid.
You hear the part about him trying to see about getting some sort of, recognition and
From other
calling
countries.
his kid a princess and his other kids princes.
He about as crazy as a dude in Flint.
I mean, I'm just saying. Like I said, people say that I take stuff too far.
I'll take it with you, bro.
maybe I am going too far.
I'll take it with you,
But
bro.
I'm not afraid to talk about race. I'm just not afraid to do it. And people who are afraid to talk about race to me are part of the problem.
We should have had him as a guest on Ain't No Half Steppin'. We should have reached out to that
Maybe
guy.
we can. I know
because
this
he
is,
in Richmond,
maybe he's in
He in
Virginia.
Virginia. He can get to Richmond. If he can get to
Virginia.
Egypt, his ass can get to Richmond.
Shit, hell yeah. He might try to come in here and claim this, but
Exactly, but that ain't
gonna work out for him.
happening,
It ain't gonna work out for him. Ain't no ass step.
Where your kids get your ass?
Listen, we're gonna take our first break of the night, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about a legendary basketball player who is talking to a future legend about numbers. Well, I want to know how y'all feel about hanging out in a town that you may one day live in, but you repping your old hood. And we're going to talk about Ray Rice, and we're going to talk about Stephen A. Smith. I got the dating pool diva and my brother Jay Grizzy.
Hey.
And you know how Steppin with Marcus. Jay, be back in a few minutes.